Well, Kevin McCarthy's bid to become the next Speaker of the House fell short after 6 rounds of voting. The House now adjourned until noon today.
Nearly 24 GOP members refused to support McCarthy, leaving him far short of the 218 that he needs to win the gavel. So what can we expect today?
I haven't heard any of this. Florida Congressman Mast is here. We've been transfixed by a vote that is exactly the same almost every time, Congressman. We're getting some reports that a deal's been, as you're making some progress on some type of deal. What can you tell us?
Yeah, he's been working through the night to speak with anybody that will have a conversation about how can we change things moving forward? How can we be different? How can we deliver to the American people? And I would give this one suggestion right now on how we be different. Let's get through this speaker's vote, and let's do what everybody is called to do. Let's go out there and let's tell the Democrats on the other side, send your families home, cancel your flights. Let's show the American people we're going to do what service members do. We're going to stay here through the night, through the weekend, every night, until we get the things delivered over to the Senate that we promised to the American people for the last several years. That should be an example of different, in my opinion. So
the new concessions on the table that we're learning this morning, only one member, it used to be 4 or 5, could vote to vacate. And then the whole House takes a vote to see if they don't like the speaker, they can remove him. Now they're saying only one member could start it. And he's agreeing to that. Rules of the committee to seat the Freedom Caucus. They wanted 4 people from the Freedom Caucus on a certain committee. He's saying, I'll do 2, and then I'll do someone very close to them, Thomas Massie. And then vote on term limits. That's very important to people like Ralph Norman of South Carolina. He wants term limits on congressmen. Has Kevin McCarthy agreed to all 3 of those? And if so, how many of them will vote for him now?
I can't say that he's agreed to all of those yet, but I know that he's been open to all of those things from the very beginning. This is an example of how Kevin McCarthy is not Mitch McConnell. He's not John Boehner. He's not Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan, years ago when I first came in, he promised, hey, we'll have a term limits bill to the floor of the House by this month of this year, right? Never happened. That's not Kevin McCarthy. If he says he'll do it, he gives his word as a man, and he'll do it. He's not Mitch McConnell. He's not the one that pushed through a $1.7 billion Santa sleigh of gifts right before Christmas. He was fighting against that. They're different people, and this is something that a lot of people have to realize, in my opinion, especially here in the House.
Let me ask you, why is he okay for minority leader but not speaker? Why was that okay?
I think when you move from just having to say no to what's going on, because we disagree with, 99% or more of what the Democrats have been doing to paralyze America's energy, our border, the list goes on and on. That's an easier thing. But when you have the opportunity to go out there and say, this is what right has to look like, it does become a more difficult process. But I would say this one thing about it as well, as an individual that's gone through struggle and pain. The struggle and the pain, that's the character building part. When you ask somebody what made you who you are, they're going to tell you the difficult thing that made them who they are, not the easy thing.
Congressman-elect rather, final question. The Democrats love this. The White House loves this because it looks like the Republicans can't even get along with the Republicans, so it calls into question how you'll be able to govern once somebody is selected.
Yeah, the Democrats love this, but this is where it's really a slap in the face to undoing what they have done. This is the real power struggle going on here in Washington. It's not just about Kevin McCarthy and the Speaker of the House. It's about decentralizing the power that the Speaker of the House had. Nobody held more power as a Speaker than Nancy Pelosi, making sure she had this iron grip that nobody could do anything. Kevin is changing that, giving power to the members.
Congressman-elect, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks.